Hello everyone, and welcome back to one of the last of the micromaster transformer reviews. And believe me, I'm glad I'm getting to the end of these as well. This is the combiner set from the Decepticons line in 1990. Now, as with all of these combiner sets, you can swap the vehicles around. I won't bother doing it again, as it's pretty obvious how they fit together, and also I've done it on the last couple of combiner modes, micromasters that I've reviewed, so you kind of get the gist of them. As you can see, they're the constructor squad, as in they're called construction type vehicles. I shall run through their names now. Now you've got Stone Cruncher and Excavator. You've got Sledge and Hammer, which Sledgehammer, quite clever. And you've got Grit and Knockout. Now it's sort of like, it's not too bad a set. I mean, obviously you've got the rear digger arm on the back of him, and obviously he's a big dump truck, and obviously you've got two cranes on this one. So it's sort of loosely construction, sort of like squad. The actual proper construction squad, what I think that was the Autobot ones had, were actually better construction vehicles, if I'm honest. Again, you're supposed to be, like I said before, able to swap these around. It's never really worked in my mind, although you can combine them. They just look weird because they obviously don't colour match, and obviously they don't line up correctly. But I'll leave that down to personal preference, whether you do that if you get any of these. Right, well, let's have a look at the vehicle modes. That's the first one, so that is Stone Cruncher and Excavator. Now I'll do Stone Cruncher first, which is the front one. Now he's got like a lift up crane arm, and that will rotate a lot of the way round. They all connect via the post and hole arrangement, so they're opposites of each other. Right, to transform Stone Cruncher, you've got to just move the arm out of the way, flick the front of the digger over, crane over, the cab, to form his legs. You can then drop the crane jib down behind him for neatness, and then it's just a matter of just pulling out the arms to the side. Not greatly moulded hands on this one, and they've used red on orange to pick out his face, which doesn't honestly sort of show up that great anyway on that colour. A reasonable bit of moulding detail, but not fantastic. As I say, you've got Excavator, so again you've got a crane arm which can lift up and down. These are again sort of like the original colorations for some of the ones where they're used for the mobile bases. They've used the same combiner moulds, but they've done them different colours for those combiner bases, in case you're thinking you've almost seen these before. Excavator just needs to have the join end of the back section of the crane effectively flipped out to form his legs, and again you can just flip out his arms, which are the sides. Again, not great. You could have the hook to the back, but that looks worse than actually just having it above his head. They picked out his face a little bit better on this one. You can sort of see the detail on it, and the detail on the chest isn't bad at all, but he's the better one out of these two. Right, next, Sledge and Hammer, which obviously goes without saying, front one's Sledge. Pretty sort of routine little truck mode. Again, this is the original coloration of the one that was with, trying to remember, was it the Cannon Transport? I think it is, but it's a sort of turquoise colour in that. one, and of course he's renamed. It's one of the few times where they actually did almost like a reissue of the same figure but a different colour. Not like they do today, where they keep reissuing the same figure over and over again. This was the only sort of remould issues we had back in G1. Anyway, getting back to Sledge, to transform him, you've just got to turn the top part of the cab round, like so, and that frees up his legs to swing over and out, and that's him done, other than just moving his arms out a little bit. Again, not the greatest of arms, a little bit stubby, and again they've used a sort of yellowy orange colour to pick out his face, but on yellow, again, that doesn't show up fantastically, and the screw on his chest just looks horrendous. But again, size of the figure, you can't really help that. Now we get to Hammer. Again, basically same sort of transformation, fold out the legs and his arms are just the sides. Now he's got much longer arms, which do look a little bit better proportioned than some of the others, and not a bad little face, a little bit sort of G1 Soundwave, Optimus Prime sort of looking. But yeah, he's probably better as well. Seems strange that the back sections seem to be a better moulding and a better design than the front sections. And Grit is the front of this one, and again same transformation, fold out the legs, fold back the grille, and you can pull out the arms. He's not a bad one, looks a little bit sort of solid, chunky on the lower legs, even more so than the others, but yeah, not bad. Again, they picked out his face details with really the sort of wrong sort of colour, it doesn't show up enough, but again, not a bad little figure in his own right. And Knockout, again, same sort of transformation, you've got to swing out the back section like so, so you've got flat part at the bottom, and you have his bucket above his head, or you can pull it out to the back, which looks like a scorpion tail, but I tend to have them above the head. And again, you can turn the arms and you get little fist details inside. A little bit better the way they've used the yellow on the orange, it does show up a little bit better on this figure for his face, but again, not great, and that screwed on their chests does sort of bug me a little bit. But he's not a bad little transformer in his own right as well. Anyway, that is the Constructor Squad Combiner Micromasters, and we are nearly there, nearly at the end. Thanks for sticking with me and watching all of these. Thankfully that will be the end of the Micromaster line, although I do have a soft spot for them. It is getting a little bit hard work getting through these reviews. I'll be glad to get on to something a little bit fresh and a little bit different. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.